Humans got addiction wrong. We think of addictions as terrible things that we engage in, and we judge ourselves for it. And we are all addicted. We think of addicts like people on the street injecting heroin. Oh, do you inject heroin? And we think that's what addiction looks like. And then we judge it. Well, let's put these people into jail. Or we should make laws regulating these things. But addiction doesn't work like that. You and I, we are all addicted. We're addicted to our phones. We're addicted to approval. We're addicted to, it might be certain websites on the internet, to scrolling. We all have addictions. What is your addiction? What do you struggle with? What is a behavior that you know is not good for you, but you engage in the behavior? What is something in your life that is like that? And then you keep engaging in it. And then you judge yourself for having, I scrolled again. I watched that website again. And you blame yourself and you judge yourself for it. It's like, I'm a terrible person. Why can't I stop this? But look at addictions at a different level. Addictions are your friends. They're here to help you. You might look at addiction as a way for you to satisfy a need that can't be met in a different way. So don't look at it as a vice, like overate again. I'm a terrible person. I slacked off again. I scrolled again. I looked at that website again. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible human being. And then you judge yourself and chastise yourself. And then you do it again, and it's a circle. And keep going, and it will repeat, because then you feel bad about yourself, and occasionally it makes you feel better, doesn't it? That's why we engage in it. We smoke, we overeat, we binge watch stuff. It makes us feel better for a while. It's a circle. But I want you to break this. Let's break it together. And it starts by not looking at your addiction, whatever it is for you. Might be scrolling, might be, look at it with compassion. This is something you need to do that is helpful. It's helping you meet a need. It's there for a reason, and that reason is for your benefit. It is a way your needs get met. And thank your addiction. Thank it. Now the humans will tell you to get rid of it, to legislate it, to all of those things, to hate it, to get rid of it. But how about embracing it and thanking it? And it sounds ridiculous, right? Why would I embrace it? I want to get rid of it. And if you tell this to politicians, what? We praise drug addicts. We praise people who smoke. We praise overweight people. First of all, we're not looking at other people. We're looking at ourselves. If you take care of yourself, you take care of the world. Every person is doing the best they can. And it's important not to judge them. If someone is overweight and smoking, they're getting a need met and satisfied. And that's good. That's the best way they know how to satisfy it. And look at yourself with the same compassion. This is the best way you know how to deal with yourself at this moment. And the world will tell you, get apps that restrict your screen time. Block those websites. Don't buy that kind of food, or restrict your behavior in some kind of way. And that's how people will think you get rid of addictions. And you notice you're doing the same thing as governments. Governments think they can ban drugs and alcohol and all these things, and then problem solved. And you look at that and think, sweet summer child, this is not how the world works. Have you heard of drug trade and cartels and mafia and getting a fake ID to buy alcohol? Have you heard of those things? I mean, that's not how the world works. And we laugh at the government for their inept attempts at getting rid of addiction. But we are doing the same thing. The same thing we're doing as society, we're doing ourselves. What are you doing? You're engaging in behavior or in actions to restrict your behavior, to get rid of the addiction. You're doing the same thing the government is trying to do. That's why I never say, people always say government and society and the whole world. Take care of yourself and the world will take care of itself. It's all a reflection. Can you see how that is a reflection of how you don't face your own addictions and you judge yourself for them and you hate yourself for engaging in them. You chastise yourself for engaging in them, and then you try to restrict your behavior, modify it. Have some productivity guru that tells you what to do. But it's the same thing the government is doing, that society is doing. Trying to ban it, trying to make laws, and you're doing the same thing. You're passing laws. Don't do this. Can you see that you're doing the same thing? You're passing a law for yourself and you think it will solve the addiction. You say, oh, this is bad. Drug addiction or all these things are bad. Don't do them. That's what the government tells you in all these warnings. That's how the society treats these things. And you're doing it yourself. You say, well, I'm a terrible person for having done that. The way we deal with addiction is a reflection of how we deal with them. Don't look at people as addicts, first of all, because we are all addicts, according to that definition. Don't listen to all of these things. These are judgments. We are human beings doing the best we can. And sometimes we have unmet needs and we don't listen to our own impulses, to our own body, to our own unresolved conflicts, and the best way we know how to deal with them is engaging in those behaviors, and then we judge those behaviors, and then we judge ourselves for engaging with them, and it repeats the cycle. It just keeps going on. You can stop it. Thank your addictions. Embrace them. Thank them for being there, because they're trying to help you. And once you can see that, you can break the cycle. You can break it. Alternatively, just go back to what most humans do. Condemning themselves, blaming themselves. That's what society does. That's what the government does. Keep doing that. Chastising yourself, installing apps, controlling your behavior, passing laws. But it doesn't work. Have we solved addiction? Or has it grown bigger? Are not more people addicted than ever before? Just because we don't call it an addiction, just because we haven't passed laws yet. We were always waiting for the scientific community to come and tell us, well, now medically, officially, this is now called a smartphone addict or a God knows addict. Then we make it official. Truth is, we're all addicts. We all have unmet needs, and we're trying to solve them through these things. And you can become conscious and love them and recognize that you're doing the best you can. Or you become unconscious and you blame yourself. Oh, I drank again, I scrolled again, I binged again, I ate again. Become conscious and break the cycle. Addiction can only be broken by loving attention to the addiction. To realize that the behavior you're engaging in is for a reason. And that's what humans always do. They point at the thing, you shouldn't do this. And they used religions and all the government, like, this is a sin. Well, what is that? It's the same thing as a government saying this is illegal. Can you see these patterns? Can you see how religion is used by our unconsciousness to reject the parts of ourselves we don't love? So we say, well, this is a sin to do this. And we use the government and laws to reject part of ourselves. Can you see this unconscious behavior? Addiction can only be stopped by you, by bringing awareness and loving presence to it. Don't listen to any productivity guru or to any advice on how to stop addiction. It is there for a reason, and you need to listen within yourself what need you're trying to get met through that behavior, and don't condemn the behavior, and don't condemn any person engaging in that behavior. We are all in this boat together, and that's the only way you solve addiction. Is you don't solve it. You recognize it as part of your nature, and you bring your awareness and your love and your kindness and your understanding to it, and it will no longer be there. And if you want to wake up from all this unconscious behavior that you're engaging in, get your reminder. Be reminded of what it means to be human. I write on a daily basis. I write a reminder. A daily email. It's for free. Sign up below. What the heck are you doing not subscribe to this? Subscribe to it. It's insane not to get a reminder of who you are. Because the world will tell you to engage in this kind of behavior, judgment and all, and repress it, and you're a bad person for doing that. It's insane. It's insane to live like this. Get back to sanity. Get back to who you are. Become unconscious again. Get out of this conditioning. And I know you snap out of it, and you do it by reminding yourself daily. I write a daily reminder, and that will help you stay conscious. Just who you are. It's your soul, my soul, reminding us, reminding you of who we really are, what our role is in this universe. Because you forget, and then you believe the story you've been told, and it's usually not a good story.